Hey everyone, welcome to Firefall Live. I'm Frank Lettieri, aka Faded Pets Community Manager for Rift 5 Studios, and we have a good show for you today. Excuse me. Good morning and good evening to my European friends. So today we have Matt DeWald has joined us once again. Oscar asked, like, why are you a guest? He's like, he's just around. I'm like, because we put guest in the title, like, guest Phobos.
Well, I'm a guest. I'm not on the show anymore.
You are a guest. And we welcome you.
As always.
And we have JB Will, Josh Wilcox.
Well, hello.
What's up?
On drums.
I'm on the kazoo.
You're on the kazoo?
That's all I can play.
So, we got a lot of things going on today.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a sad morning, though.
Yeah.
Why is this that
Leonard
morning?
Nimoy
Just
died.
found out Leonard Nimoy died.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw yesterday that he went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This morning they just announced he died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 3 years
Like
old.
30 minutes ago, yeah.
That's insane.
That's-
Another legend.
Yeah.
He will be remembered well.
I will and always be your friend. Or
Yes.
Something. I think I messed that up, but
Probably, but that's
I am and will always be your friend. That's what it is. That makes more sense.
good job, JB.
And something about the needs of the many and the few. And something about weighing and outweighing.
Mm-hmm. We'll go with that.
Okay. Well,
Anyways,
anyway,
after that
is
beautiful
sad
tribute.
news, so,
Yes.
being a sci-fi culture around here at Red 5, that is kind of sad news. So, but we have Phobos finally got his own coffee table.
I did.
Yeah.
They've been keeping
So there's
track of
happy
this.
news.
It's nice.
Drake estimated that we would get that table about 3 weeks ago.
Come on, Drake. Where was it 3 weeks ago?
Obviously, you don't know about our requisition forms.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, obviously the big thing that people are talking about is the newest thing, which is progression. But we're also talking about combat. And
Lots
Well,
stuff.
yeah, I think that we first need to kind of jump into the fact that we're trying something new here.
yeah,
Earlier this year, people were asking for a roadmap of exactly what we're working on, and we're still trying to work on what that means. But in the meantime, what we wanted to start doing was talking about features far in advance.
yes,
So the players can actually start to read what we're working on, why we're working on it, give feedback far earlier in the process. And so we started to do that with the progression blog because we are working on some changes to progression. And because we were going to do the combat test with everything that we have in our build right now, it includes pieces of that, and we didn't want people to freak out and be like, what's going on. So we wanted to explain what's exactly happening. But none of this stuff, none of it is going to be seen for months.
yeah,
Months here. I know everybody's really gotten used to the fact that it goes to PTS and then 3 weeks later, maybe 4 if we're a little delayed, it goes live. That's not happening here. It's going to be on PTS and it's going to be there for months. And we're going to keep trying to do this is releasing new pieces to PTS
Yes.
over and over and over again so you guys can kind of see what we're working on and what's happening and get a feel for those systems and give us early feedback and things like that. But it's months away from being finished. So all the feedback, it's great. Like we can then react to it. But the progression system that we're talking about, like just to give a recap for anyone who hasn't read the blog, basically that you'll take the 5 basic chord frames.
Yep.
They're now archetypes and they're basic frames. You'll level them up to 20, and at 20 you'll be given the choice for which you want to be of the archetypes,
Yes.
of the advanced frames. So as an assault, I level up to 20, and I get my choice for a tiger claw or a firecat.
right,
And then I choose that, and I level that from 20 to 40. Once I reach level 40, I have advanced progression, and I can choose another battle frame. How advanced progression is going to work is another topic that we're
Right.
still working on. Again, this is still early and months away, so we're not finalized everything yet. But the big thing that I think a lot of people are kind of freaking out about right now, not too crazy,
They're
but
worried
it's
about.
worried
Yeah.
about, is that players will pick their archetype when they create a character, and then they'll be stuck in that archetype until they hit level 40 and can choose another. But we're also adding multiple character slots, so you can try out multiple frames and do different things.
right,
We can still work out the details of that, and we're still talking about various things.
yeah,
but
absolutely,
of the progression changes, I think there's like 3 main concerns that people have that I think are totally addressable. One is that they like their chord frame, they like the visual style,
yeah,
right? Totally
a huge
understand
one
that.
right
I
now, yeah.
can understand that, and that's perfectly reasonable. And we are doing many things in the future that we'll talk about more later, because right now it's way too early to even start talking
Yes.
about that.
Yeah.
That will allow far more customization of your visual style. You won't be stuck into a certain upgrade path that you can't really control.
That sounds really cool.
It is really cool, but I don't want to talk about too much because we
Right,
haven't
we
even
still
really
gotta
started
get there.
implementing. There's a lot of art that has to be created.
Oh,
for
yeah,
that,
absolutely.
And art takes a long time, and there's a lot of work being done
Yeah.
there. So the other concern is that what happens to their current frames, right? We have kind of a migration plan already in our heads, and we're working it out. Since we're still months away from releasing this, we have plenty of time. I say keep asking those questions.
Yeah.
Give us specific examples of, I have this, this, and this, and this. I'm worried about what will happen with this particular frame.
Yeah.
So that we can have those edge cases and have those user stories to then sit down when we're making our migration plan and go, well, did we address this? How does this work with this piece? We'll come up with a lot of those on our own. We're pretty good about it, but players can always come up with crazier scenarios than we can because they've done crazier things with their frames. So keep asking those questions. Please do it in a kind and rational manner. Don't be like, you're going to break my game and this is how it's going to break. Like, hey, what's going to happen with my character? It's set up this way so that we can then go back and sit down and write down all the edge cases and figure out the matrix that will need to be created to migrate that properly. I'm not too worried about that, though. I think that we have a lot of systems in place already that kind of support this, so I'm not too worried about it. The other big one is the people are using Accord frames as a type of loadout system.
Yes.
Right, where they set up their Accord frame the way they want to play with certain perks and certain equipment because they want that to be their mobility class, and they want their other Firecat to be more about elemental damage or whatever they want to set up. To me, that's you're using a system as a workaround because we don't have a loadout system.
Yes.
And I don't want to promise a loadout system. I know you got hammered for this on the forum.
Yeah,
So we don't
very
want to promise
careful.
a loadout system, but I can tell you we're working towards a loadout system. Like we don't think that you shouldn't have to use a workaround to find a solution for this, and we shouldn't hold back what we want to change simply because we don't have another system to support what players are already doing in a much cleaner, much easier way. So we're working on that. We got a design for it, but nobody's actually started programming it yet. So obviously we don't want to promise anything. But because we're talking months out for these changes, it's very likely that by the time you see these changes, we'll also have a loadout system in the game, which will allow you to do that same setup.
Ravenari, I just want to address this really quick. It's impossible for you as a veteran to say, for brand new players, this is absolutely going to suck. I mean, it's really...
Well, so let me address that, because there's been a lot of questions about, like, well, all my friends like to play because they allowed all the 5 frames. Most players, we've done, since launch, we've done a lot of analysis on what's going on. We have a lot of data about new players coming in the game who have never even heard of Firefall before. Maybe they saw an advertisement, they have no information, they come in blind. We've done a lot of market testing, market research testing, focus testing, in person and online, to try to get an idea of how do players play the game and what are they doing and why are they dropping off, right? I think everybody can agree Firefall is pretty stable right now. We've got a stable number of users, and we fluctuate a little bit up and down, but we're not growing, right? Yeah. And we want the game to grow. I think everybody can agree. Everyone in the community, everyone at Red 5 can agree. We want this game to grow. We want to be successful.
we want it to be.
So it's really important
bigger
for us to look at why are people dropping off, what's causing them to drop off. One of the things that we found is that most players, and again, everybody will give me examples of my friends don't do that. Well, that's fine. I'm talking about generalities and majority of players based on our research and our data. There will always be caveats to that. But most players, they start to play a frame. They don't even reach 20. They stick to one frame all the way until about 20 before they even start to recognize that they can switch frames or that there's other frames available to them. For the majority of players that do drop off before 20, they'll play a frame, and if they want to try a different frame, their first reaction to trying a different frame is to log out and create a new character.
Yes.
And right now, we don't support that at all. And that's because they've been ingrained over years and years of playing MMOs that, hey, I need to try another class. What do I do? Oh, I need to create a different character. And they've been trained that way, and we didn't support that method. We tried many different ways to train the battle frame station. Like, hey, no, you don't need to create a character. You don't need that. We just go to the battle frame station. It's there. You can do it. It just didn't sink in.
It didn't.
And with new players that are coming blind into the game, they're not going to spend the time trying to figure that out. When they start playing a frame and they get an hour into it, and they're like, I don't really like this frame. I'm going to try something else. They log out. They try to create a new character and see that they can't. Their first reaction is to then quit the game. So what we're trying to do is streamline that new user experience and give them more of what they expected while still allowing the really high customization that Firefall is known for. When you get high enough, you actually have all the frames. You can switch anytime. There's no need to have a second character.
And at that point, you're invested in the game. You're familiar with the game. You know how the game works. So you actually have that freedom in that, and now you can get into the advanced thinking. Whereas like you're inundated with way too much stuff.
Yeah. And this is just pure market research and focus testing. It's not because, you know, we have this data that we're trying to react to and try to provide a solution for players for. So to say that new players are going to hate this, not from our research, right? Yeah. It may happen, absolutely. Like anything could happen, but from our research and what we've seen, this actually will probably help those new players, the majority of them. There will be a few players who really get upset that they can't switch immediately, and maybe we can find a solution to that as well. But for right now, we're trying to address the problem that we do have, new players getting into the game, not understanding that they can switch frames, not understanding what the battle frame system is, and just being confused by and inundated with too many choices at the beginning. So really we want to create a nice flow that they can get into and really level and progress the game and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a few other questions. Someone asked if they have they have a Dragonfly and a level 10 biotech. Are they losing their Dragonfly? No, you're not losing your Dragonfly. So if you have an advanced frame, you're not losing an advanced frame. If it's under level 20, it'll get bumped up to 20. Yeah. And your Accords, I think we're bumping up to probably right after the MP, maybe 10-ish.
Probably.
I would assume.
Maybe. If you already have the Accord frame. Well, but so here's the current plan, and this again may change. Give us examples because we're still building the migration plan. Again, months out, guys, not weeks, not days, months. So the current plan, like if you have a biotech at level 10 and a Dragonfly at level 30, the current plan is that you wouldn't even need that biotech anymore because you already have a Dragonfly. So the biotech goes away. Keep all the gear and everything from it. Like nothing, you wouldn't lose anything there. Nope. You keep all the gear and everything from it. But then you have your Dragonfly, and it's already level 30, so it's good. And then you reach level 40, now you can unlock the Recluse, and it would start at level 20, right? Because you already have the biotech taken care of. So for any base frames that you have, if you don't already have one of the ones unlocked, it'll stay wherever it is.
Right.
If you already have an advanced frame unlocked, it will probably go away. The advanced frame will be bumped up, and then you'll have all those frames. That's the current plan. Again, though, we still have a lot of edge cases with that, and there's a valid complaint in the forum about I've already leveled everything up to 40. Is there any compensation for that? We'll talk about it. We're still many months away from this happening.
Tell us what kind of things you would want to see. Like, what would you think would be fair compensation? You can't promise it will be that, but just tell us what you think, and we'll,
Diablos asked what's happening to pilot tokens. We're going to address that with the advanced progression.
Yeah, advanced progression is going to change quite a bit. So pilot tokens, what you do with Crystite and XP once you reach level 40.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that are going to happen with that, and we're going to address that in the near future. Again, as I was saying, we're really focused on trying to make Firefall grow. So our focus right now is really working on the 1 to 20 experience. Getting that going, and you're going to see a lot more information about the 1 to 20 experience, and we're going to need your guys' help testing that 1 to 20 experience. It's going to go on PTS, and
very soon here.
Very soon. Even we plan to patch PTS again today, and you're going to start to see some of those changes already in the game. Next week, you'll see even more. We're going to try to patch PTS more frequently to get more feedback and more adjustments and more things happening. So we're going to need some feedback on that because we really want to try to get that new user experience and flow going. We released Amazon. We're working on Arena PvP for our in-game stuff so that people can play. Obviously, Arena can be played at any level, but a lot of in-game players will play PvP. So right now, we're looping back around to really try to grow our new users and really bring in new people. And as we expand in new territories, like we still don't have a Russian build, we don't have a Brazilian build, a Polish build, Chinese build, Southeast Asia build. Like we have all these different regions that we want to grow into. So it's really important before we go into those regions that
Polish build confirmed? I'm just kidding. Don't
confirm anything.
I'm just kidding.
It's a region we would love to support. Let's just say that.
Yes, absolutely.
But before we go into those regions, we need to make sure that we have the highest quality new user experience.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's really. I mean, if you like having a look at it overall, is like that's kind of like part of the issues we had at launch was that the new user experience was clunky. It was a little buggy, and that really needs work. Like the whole leveling experience
Australia's not a new region.
We
You
don't
guys
need
have the same language. We would love to have the
I don't
Australian
know.
servers.
I've been to Australia.
Oh, yeah,
It's- yeah.
we would love to have Australian servers. We really need to make sure that there's enough people to support the cost of putting servers.
I don't know. Can we localize the game in Spider for Australians?
There are a lot of spiders there.
Can't confirm.
I'm sorry, Drake. I'm sorry. Don't joke about it. Polish. No, I mean, it's like Matt said, these are all regions we'd love to grow into, but we need to improve like the entire leveling experience there.
It's a lot of costs to go into a new region, right?
Absolutely.
Building up servers, doing marketing, doing all this stuff. So before we do it, we want to make sure that we have a good experience that people are excited about. And I think everybody will admit that our launch in the U.S. and North America and Europe was not the greatest launch in the world.
Yeah.
I'm happy to admit that. I'm not happy to admit that, but
Also wasn't
I'm more than
the
willing
worst.
to admit that, and we want to try to make improvements. So we're going to try to make improvements and see what we can do. And we're going to need the community's help to figure that out. But that's why we're saying months from anybody seeing this. Things are going to go on PTS. Feel free to play on PTS. You've already started doing rewards for people on PTS.
Yeah,
We're going to give VIP away for people that are helping test things out. We really could use more people testing that stuff out, giving us feedback in a calm, rational manner. We're not going to patch this stuff to live for a very long time.
Yeah.
So please continue to give us feedback.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is we're also going to work on maybe some more rewards for PTS feedback because, like you mentioned, we're going to be patching PTS, and David's also made some tweaks to combat. Which will go live today, and we're going to want people to come back, try out.
We hope to go live today. We've got a couple of
hopefully.
bugs that we're trying to work out.
Well, we're going to want people to come back and check things out and provide additional feedback.
Yep. Because our goal is to see, are we making things better or are we making things worse,
Yes.
right? Because even if you tested before, come back and test again and say, yeah, I like this better, or no, I think the previous system was better. So that we know kind of what our trend is and we can make adjustments. And you guys saw Rogers on here. He's just like
he's
passionate, right? He's really, really excited about doing this stuff.
And he told me he wanted to spend like all day, like all the last 2 days, he just wanted to be on PTS testing with you guys. Like and he was on there for quite a bit and on there and testing.
Until I told him he had to have a build ready by 5 p.m.
And he's like,
crap. And so,
but I want to test.
But he already sent out patch notes last night that
we saw
quite
the
a few changes on that. So we're going to keep doing that. And there's even more that he's listed based on the feedback that we weren't able to get to in a single day that he's going to keep working on. So yeah, we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep pushing for that. And all the designers are excited to get that feedback and wanting to put it on PTS.
Sorry, but Slay Wandy's Australian arrow made me happy. Arvo, mate.
Welcome back, you get.
Arvo's got to be that took me the longest to figure out what the hell people were talking about when I was in Australia. It's like, what?
Arvo?
What was Arvo?
It was afternoon.
Oh.
In the Arvo.
How does anything mean?
It's better than Cockney rhyming slang. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, that's true. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, like this isn't coming together in months. I mean, we mentioned that we have plans for advanced progression. We're going to talk about those later.
Yeah.
But that's all probably going to come in together. So
when it goes to live, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. At PTS, it'll go in pieces.
Yeah, and PTS will come in pieces, but then when we actually ship it, that'll be together. So you'll not only have like these progression changes, but we have advanced progression changes for what do I do with my XP at level 40, and what do I do with my Crystalite and all that.
The goal is to release a complete system.
Yes.
I think our community agree. We've released things in, hey, here's the system. It's the bare minimum of the system, and we'll be adding more later. Well, that gets kind of old after a while. We'd like to really release everything as a cohesive, here's a complete system, and it works together. So with combat changes, like that's requiring updates to the entire game. I know a lot of people are freaking out about that on the PTS forums. Like, this is going to affect everything, and we're only testing it. Well, yeah, because we're only starting the test in this small area.
As I said, patience.
And then we start to add it. They've been doing cover passes.
They've been doing cover
arcs
passes
and
everywhere.
Ares missions and everything. We're going to be adding, they've added curated buckets, which is the thing that kind of determines what enemies spawn based on how many people in your party and everything.
Yep.
They're working on all this across the world, and we'll need testing on that. We'll need a lot of testing on that.
Yep.
Which is why we're talking months, not weeks, but months.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the cycle is we used to put things on PTS, and then you'd expect 3 weeks later that's going to be live. But there's a lot of changes, crafting, itemization. So next week we'll probably be talking about what's changing with modules and how weapon and ability upgrades will work.
Yeah. The item upgrade system, what we're calling tinkering.
Tinkering.
Which is basically how modules and item upgrades and how that all works. Quick answer though, right here. The old weapons becoming alternatives for the new ones like plasma cannon. This was answered in the forums, but yes, like the plasma cannon is not like, okay, I can't get a plasma cannon now on my Tiger Claw.
Correct.
We still have 40 levels of the plasma cannon and all different variants and everything. So if you want to set up your Firecat to work exactly like an assault would have, we can figure that out. You can put the equipment on there.
It's possible that he's asking about like the current function of the plasma cannon versus the combat changed plasma
that's
cannon.
all probably going to migrate over.
No, that's a change to the actual system. However, it doesn't preclude them coming back later as an alternative. But for right now, they're being modified to work the way the new combat system wants them to work. And then we can always come back later and add new variants as the old ones if we'd like to.
Good question.
But that is a good question. That's really up to Cowboy and the systems team to see, do we want to provide these as itemization? Did they actually serve a purpose, or does it really not fit the game anymore? But that's a good question.
Absolutely.
The prototype upgrade system, that's what we were just talking about with the tinkering. Well, there will be more details on that next week.
Yeah, tinkering is the upgrade system that we were talking about.
Yeah, itemization upgrades.
In the past. So, what we're going to have Cloud Chasers working on a blog.
Forging would be creating something from scratch, which is
That's
crafting. Tinkering is, hey, I've already got something, I'm going to modify it a bit.
And speaking of crafting,
overclocking it.
I mean, that's also something we're working on that we're gonna give you news on later.
And again, that's a huge system.
It's a big system.
Crafting affects fabrication, research, gathering, salvage.
Yeah.
All of that needs to be figured out, done as a complete system. So when people are like, you're changing the crafting system, well, that also means changes to thumping. That also means changes to salvaging. It also means changes to research.
Yes.
So all of those systems are being put together and built right now, and we'll cover them in details. And it will go on PTS, and then it will go live, but only as a full package.
Yep. So a lot of stuff we're working on there. And in addition to all that, we've been talking about, we mentioned core missions before, but core missions, telling story.
It goes back to trying to draw players into the game more.
Yeah.
Right. We want to make sure that we have flow for players to play.
Yes, exactly.
They really get engaged in the story, and we're telling a complete story. So this is kind of a conflagration of many different things. So we took campaign missions that existed.
Yep.
We took some of the good arcs that people really love, like the Skylarlet and Wily.
Yeah.
Ones, the Tech Sergeant Arrow, ones that told really good stories. Sorry, we call them arcs. So we took these jobs, and we took the campaign missions, and then we're also creating new missions to really create a nice flow of story that goes all the way from 1 to 40, and you can really play through it and have a good experience.
Yeah.
To really try to drive players to get into the game and not feel like I have nothing to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
And I really haven't touched base with Boone on this, but we do want to release some messaging about this. We're probably going to talk to him in the coming weeks. But from what I understand, we're supposed to be weaving a bit more like the campaign stuff, like weaving that into the story that you play in the open world as well.
Yeah.
Along with operations that will be available that go hand in hand with the campaign stuff.
Yep.
So kind of like a little bit more continuity in that story. For those of you, because I know a lot of people like
Jordan
story.
Doesn't like the meddler.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you that we're replacing Arrow with the meddler. Sorry about that, but
the meddler, she's one of those characters where it's like if you're like, I hate her, I think the writers are like, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. She is supposed to be annoying, so you're supposed to be like, nah, I really don't
mission
like
accomplished. All right.
So a lot of changes are coming, and another thing I would like to address about the changes is people freak out about changes. Like your launch game, you're not allowed to change. That's a bad way to go, right? If you've got problems in a system, if you've got problems with content, if you've got problems with things, you have to change them. Otherwise, the game will never improve. I would much rather be changing systems that are bad, or changing systems that could be better, than being like, well, nope, because we launched, we can't change anything. We'll have to work on our next game. Let's fix the game we have, and let's make it sure it's the best thing possible.
It's like 216 Tech just mentioned earlier. Like when we mentioned crafting, he said, "Well, crafting really it's not very good right now." He used different words, but it's not very good right now. And that shouldn't be. I mean, that should be reason enough. Like I think a lot of people agree with that. We've had a lot of people come on the show and tell us that. We have a lot of people on the forums posting about that. that should be every reason that we need to go back and be like, hey, how are we going to fix this?
Yeah. And sometimes those fixes, because they're core systems, affect other systems. So it's like, well, we could try to shoehorn something in to fix this, and it won't be as good as it could be. But if we change this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing and put it all together, all of a sudden you have a cohesive, awesome system. And so that's what we're trying to do, is build that system. Real quick, another piece of news is that we have a hotfix going out today.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So there's
someone was
mention
asking about
about
the loot.
blockades in Amazon right now. So that we are putting a patch that will reset all Amazons. It will also have some fixes in for Amazon.
I'm just laughing because
believe-
we're jumping. There's so much going on that there's.
There's a lot going on
We've
this
got
week.
The entire company, we've grown quite a bit, as we mentioned before. And so we've got a lot of people working on a lot of different things. And it's a lot's happening very fast. But it's good. That's a good thing. And
Yes.
I think everybody should agree that having a company growing and having things happening is much better than
Not.
Right, correct. And I just want to say one more thing about progression. Scare mentioned, hey, I'm losing some inventory slots that I got from my core battle frames. Let's talk about that, right?
Yeah, I don't
That
think
that kind of stuff. Bring that up, right? Because then that's stuff we can be like, okay, well, we
So I
can
think
make up for that in
there's
places.
questions about that. If we did do a loadout system, would those loadout slots be additional slots in the sense that you could put something in there and it would not be in your normal inventory? That could be. Very well could be. The other thing is, I don't think we will remove the extra slots that you get per battle frame because we're removing the extra battle frames. Like, that's an easy fix that we can.
Yeah,
I think people are
I
mostly
just
worried about
want to
like,
say like.
the gear that's actually equipped on their core
And that's
frames,
what I think could be fixed by a better system. Like, again, you're using a secondary system to try to accomplish your goals.
I don't think he was. I don't think it was more of a complaint. It was more like, hey, are we losing that?
Yes.
And that's like I said, that's a perfect example of like, I have a question, bring that up, and then let's talk about that. Like, oh yeah, I mean, even if the designers overlooked that, that's a quick decision to make. Like, yeah, we can give them the 35 slots if that's what they need.
You're definitely not losing extra slots that you paid for, Garrett.
Well,
That's
absolutely.
Definitely,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
definitely
even,
not
even
happening.
though, what is it, five or six per battle frame?
I don't think. No, we don't even do that. We don't think we.
Yeah, we still do.
We do.
Yeah.
I thought we got rid of that.
Nope.
Okay. Don't listen to me then.
Well, we covered a lot of things there. Let's try and take a few calls here. Let me see where we are at the time. We're about call time. We're right about there.
God.
I'm trying to connect, guys.
And I'm
Stay
trying
tuned.
to fight with my earpiece apparently.
Oh,
'cause
This guy.
I turned my thing on.
it doesn't fit my ear very well.
First
go.
one I pulled in is I am John Galt.
Hey, John Galt.
Howdy.
How's it going?
I'm doing great. You guys
How's it
are?
going? I hear him.
You hear him?
Yeah. You guys.
Did you give me a bad battery?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm the only one who can hear you at the moment, John Galt. So
I have no
Just-
connection.
I
Just a
shall
moment.
wait.
There we go.
you got it.
I got you now.
There you go.
Hey guys, what's up?
You hear him again?
I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Can you still not hear him?
Yeah, I keep losing him.
John,
Maybe-
Try turning it off and turning it back on again.
Oh, is that
how
how
about
that works?
plugging
you
it
go.
in?
Mine keeps losing connection to the wireless
Hey, can
system.
one of you guys check us an extra battery?
That's interesting. Let me see.
But go ahead and ask your
Yeah.
question. They'll repeat it
We
for
can
me.
mostly hear you.
Okay, well, you guys are talking about this stuff as months and months away, which I think it's good that you guys are starting to take your time with some of these things. But I was kind of wondering what in the near term we're going to see.
Well, that's the negative to this.
Not a
I'm
lot.
going to remove my earpiece real quick, but I'll talk while I'm doing this. So really what's going to happen here is that we're not going to patch for a while. You're not going to see live patches, except for critical fixes, like
Right.
hot fixes.
Like
We're
Conolo
doing other
issues, the
things.
loot issues, etc. Stuff we want to fix.
But not major changes.
But not major changes to the game right now because we're still working on this. So that's one of the reasons we're being open and honest about and so forthcoming about what we're working on. What are you smiling about?
Nothing. I'm just reading chat.
Oh, because we're working so far in the future and we want to make sure you guys are aware of what's happening, keep you interested on PTS, keep things going. Because these systems are so integrated, they're so
Yeah.
big and they touch so many different pieces that there's just not a good way for us to work on these in a nice separated environment and then bring them in. They kind of all have to come in together or
Yep.
they don't go in. And so really it's a big problem that we have just trying to get it out. So yeah, you won't see it live for a while, but you will see it on PTS. You will see more things going.
Yeah.
And then we'll handpick changes and fixes and things like that to go to the live server. So Amazon fixes, if we can do any kind of wandering encounters or anything. But really right now the team's focused on all this stuff that we're working on. And I think you guys will be pretty cool with what's coming. But
yeah, I mean, and you'll get to see the progress live on like we said, we're going to be pushing that PTS, so you'll get to see the progress of all of our work as we go on. So it's not like we're going to be silent. We'll be talking about things. You guys have questions, we'll answer them. We'll consider.
It was a tough choice to make, right?
Yeah,
it was basically like, well, what do we do? We could split the team and try to get half working on this live system, half working on this. We don't have that big of a team to do that, right? A lot of companies have like their team working on an expansion pack and a team that's supporting the live team. But unfortunately, we're not that big yet. So we still have to kind of focus on what we can do.
Yeah.
And right now, we really need everybody working on this, but we want to keep you guys engaged and involved, and so that's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I might offer one suggestion and then maybe one last question.
Yeah,
and
sure.
that is that, so, Faded Pez had that where you guys were showing the world building and, all that stuff. You guys could do maybe some of those things to keep us entertained while we're waiting.
We absolutely plan on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final thing is, does that also include live events? Like, can you guys turn on the Toxic event again or any of that kind of stuff to give us something to do in the meantime?
Anything that's already existing, yeah, we could do that. And we do have some plans for later this year to bring some more live events to the live servers. So there will still be live events. We'll still be doing the weekend stuff. We'll still be doing boost events and things like that. And yeah, it is possible to turn on existing live events. That's really up to the live team, but some of them are probably listening right now, and we can definitely make sure to get that conversation started.
I know that there's some things out there that they'd like to fix.
Yeah.
In terms of the live events, are they going to have time? Because a lot of the live team actually got pulled off to do content creation for core missions and other things.
So it's a balance act.
It's really tough. So.
Well, I just think I mean, I really do think it's good that you guys are. I would rather have better quality patches take longer than just stuff, one off real quickly. So I definitely think that's cool. But if you guys could throw in, Tuesdays, Toxic Tuesdays,
Toxic
things
Taco
like that.
Tuesday.
Right. So, scatter out some of these little live events that you guys already did. Maybe do another Day of Chosen Invasion thing. Come at us, bro.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate you guys' time. Thank you very much.
Also,
Thanks,
John, I don't think you're mean.
Yeah, we like you. We haven't seen you in TeamSpeak in a while.
I read chat. I don't think you're mean, man. I'll let you on.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya. He's not mean. Actually, I haven't seen. We got that guy last time. Back.
He's getting there. If only it were an iOS phone.
I was almost gonna say it, but I'm like, no, I say that every week, so never mind.
It's okay, I got
What
you.
up, Nas?
Hey, Nas.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, man. I have a question for you, actually.
Cool. See, that's perfect.
Yeah. Do you want to kill some Chosen?
Kill some Chosen. Which question? Great segue. Thank you very much. Dev event real soon. You guys are working really hard. You've been
You're
doing.
breaking up on me, man.
Nazavi, you're breaking up real bad on us.
You're in and out. I can't understand what the thing you're saying.
1 sec.
Yeah, 1 sec.
We answer from questions from
We'll
chat
answer
too.
from chat as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
feel free to ask your questions in chat. We'll pick one while Frank then picks the next person for calling. So
Yeah.
would you like to kill some Chosen?
I'm gonna leave Nozama in here, but also bring in Garrett Slayer.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hey,
man.
what's up?
give me 1 second to mute the stream here. Okay,
Sure.
now, well, first of all, I love the Amazon Warzone so far.
Yes.
Glad to hear it.
Cool.
Giving me a really good reason to use all my level 40 frames. But I noticed that that you, Pez, and also that Cowboy both read my posts about keeping melee relevant.
Yes.
Been kind of discussing some ideas with the Army about how to do that, and we kind of came up with an idea of a new core. It would be its own slot. It wouldn't replace the cores that we have, because those have their own purpose. This would be specifically a Sin weapon core. Now, this kind of goes back a little bit to my idea a while back in beta about making the Sin weapon somewhat customizable. And we'd still have our base melee, okay? But it would eliminate the perk for any perks for melee, because you'd be able to do everything that you need to do with the core. Okay. It would also, like I said, it would add a new core slot for this. You'd be able to build your cores just like your weapons, customizing them with custom components like the thermal or the poison or the cryo or whatever. And you would also be able to use a couple of the existing weapon modules. And depending also on on a couple of the potential custom hybrid modules for this core, it would allow you to equip 2 Sin weapons instead of just one, kind of taking into account the idea that a lot of the bandit mobs have 2 weapons, so you wouldn't even have to change any animations. You could use those animations if you wanted to.
That face when you said that.
Right. But that could also go the other way, where if you wanted higher damage just in general and only needed one weapon or wanted one weapon, it would have a little bit of a cost for a slightly slower swing, but you'd have a more devastating hit.
Yeah. Can I jump in real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
So what you're describing is basically something we're already working on. We're basically...
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I
love you guys.
We're adding 2 new slots. Again, we're talking
work in progress.
Spoilers.
So we're adding 2 new slots, one of which is a tertiary weapon, which would replace melee. Like, you could add in a melee weapon. So, for instance, you might add in a Sin Blade, and that would give you your Sin Blade attack. Or you could add in a Scan Hammer, and that would give you a Scan Hammer melee, right?
Okay.
You could also add in a grenade if you wanted to use a grenade to toss grenades, and you'd have this permanent melee. It would replace your G key to throw.
It's a little bit of a pain to be able to have to stop and equip a grenade and then throw it and then equip something back, and all that.
So in this tertiary weapon, you would have different things like you're kind of describing. So the limitations are really how much art can we provide and what animations are required. So when you say the animations for the bandits do the double slash attack, well, unfortunately, that's not on the same rig that the characters are on. So that animation exists in the game, but not for players.
Yes.
So adding that would be some work. Not impossible, not by a long shot, not impossible. Very easy, actually. But
the thought also kind of occurred to me about, about directional animations for the attack. Like if you had jumped, it would do like some sort of a slam or downward stab, but that would be a lot of work. And
I'm sure
probably,
Edward's over there
a long way into the future, but
sure.
Just a thought on that.
Yeah,
but.
Absolutely. So the tertiary weapon would basically do what you're saying. Would provide a piece of equipment that you could get and put it in there and change how your melee reacted, how it worked, what kind of things it did. So I think that is possible. And then the limitations are really our imagination, art, and actually getting the technology to do all that stuff.
Right. And one of the other benefits I was thinking of is the fact that it would open up 2 perks for you to be able to use damage mitigation perks.
Yeah. And then there's also another slot that we're adding, which is the reactor, which will do different things.
Ooh, sounds cool.
So
more information.
Yeah, we'll talk about this more later. I just wanted to say
I'm already drooling here.
By the way, guys, I lied when I said we didn't need heads up this week.
Dang it, Frank.
I told them we didn't need heads up this week.
Because I wasn't going to reveal anything?
You
I was
should
like,
have
I
known
don't
better.
think we'll eat it.
You should have known better. We had Matt on the show.
Whoops.
Yeah, well,
Scan hamster.
Oh, so just
Can
drop
we get
that
a
knowledge.
scan hamster? That's
Scan hamster.
sounds
my God, I want
legit.
It's a grenade.
You're just like,
You throw the hamster out.
All
So
right.
yeah, we're working on it. I think your idea is perfectly valid, and we're already working on something similar. So
Awesome.
Sweet. Thanks.
Okay.
So, back to my
All right.
question.
All right, back to
thanks,
your
Garrett.
question.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks.
Naj, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. You got me now?
There you go.
Yeah,
I still got
Sounds
you're
good.
Great.
All right. So, you guys been working hard. Everyone's growing beards because no one has any time to shave.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
pretty
we're
much.
doing
Yeah,
this.
I'll go with
I
that.
think it's time you guys do a chosen offensive. It's
This is
really
the first
about
time I've had facial hair in my life. It's weird still for me.
I think we could do a chosen offensive. I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't be any different than the previous one, so like we wouldn't have time to add in new weapons or abilities or anything.
Ghost Jaguars
No,
worked on some
that's
things,
cool.
I think.
It'd give me some time to get some chosen footage since I'm having a hard time getting that from Pez, and you know, it would just help out everyone.
Yeah.
Pez is a
He's
busy man.
laughing at me. I'm sorry. Green's laughing at me because I haven't been able to help out Nas
Oh.
Yeah.
with his request.
Oh, that was what the joke was about. You want to kill some chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
thought you were making
Well, that
fun
in the
of
song.
That in the song, yeah.
Yeah,
little
it's-
bit of A, a little bit of B.
It's, multiple layers. It's like an onion. That
Dibble-
joke's like an onion.
Oh, yeah. You just keep peeling back.
And then it makes you
It's
cry
so
when
bad
you're
it makes
done.
you cry. Yeah, all right.
The next song's already in. I've just got to do the video for it.
Nice.
Although it's going to be an homage to Broken Peninsula.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. I liked Badly Burn's homage to Broken Peninsula. It's like, what are you doing?
Me
I'm just
too, me
Oh,
I'm
too.
just
disabling
turning
Broken
it to
Peninsula from
something.
from my smartphone.
What have I done?
It's like, where's
All right,
Badly
let
Burn?
someone
He's
else-
playing Broken Peninsula.
Okay,
Let
thank
someone
you.
else talk to you guys. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks.
All right, man.
Thanks, Naz.
Any questions from chat that we didn't get?
We got Rivali.
Probably. Hey, Rivali.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm good.
That's
But I
good.
just want to say this.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm very angry with you.
I know.
Yeah,
I've
we
been,
know.
I've been reading. I've been reading your posts, and trust me, it's
Yeah.
there isn't. I don't think there's an issue of we're not listening to you. I understand everything you're talking about, and everything Matt has been talking about. I think is like we're trying to we're thinking of ways to address a lot of these points.
We don't necessarily have definite answers to give for everything right now, but we are definitely taking into consideration all of the concerns, and most of the ones that have been raised are things that we thought of already going into it, and so it's been, that's kind of why we're talking about it now. Because as I said on the forums, the earlier we start talking about it and start hearing these concerns, the more time we have to address the concerns before all this goes live. So, but we are definitely listening.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But,
but yes.
Continue with your question or statement.
Raleigh, we still got you?
What?
Are
You killed her.
did you kill her?
I think she DC'd.
I don't know. Raleigh,
Fred kicked you.
Come
Don't
back to
worry
us.
about it.
No, I didn't.
blame Pez.
He's a jerk.
No, I didn't.
Blame Pez.
You can't prove it. I didn't do it.
Oh,
I moved her back.
Raleigh,
Wait,
come-
I'm
There we go.
still here. Wait,
Oh, okay,
I'm
cool.
sorry.
No worries.
That's okay.
We still love you.
Gotcha. uh,
All right.
Is there anything,
Did you have
anything
a?
directly we can address?
yes.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, I feel like there might be a delay going on here.
Yeah, maybe.
There's-
I don't know.
So I just heard myself from a while ago.
Oxid, that's not true.
Oh, I know. Maybe not. No, we're
yeah,
okay.
I
Okay.
had my thing on. I just wanted to do that. But
Okay.
anyways, so I'm very angry with you.
Fair enough.
And I don't really think that's very good for the player experience.
Okay.
You know, being... I just don't know.
I think it's a valid concern.
Yep.
Yes.
It's
We'll,
Absolutely.
we'll have to test it out and we'll see. And again, none of this is going live immediately, so you have plenty of time to share your concerns and we can try to address them as best we can.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I empathize with you though, because
Yeah.
we've heard a lot of similar feedback on the forums, off the forums, etc. So, yeah, we're for sure listening and paying attention. So,
Yeah.
please continue to provide your feedback.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rivali.
Where Alduin's fire.
Oh man.
Oh my. Have I gotten Lane recently? Lane?
Yeah, probably, but
Lane, have we gotten you recently?
there we go.
didn't give me last weekend because I was actually busy doing something else.
Oh.
Did you want to get somebody else?
I don't know.
Well,
Do
usually
you
I'm
have a
streaming
question?
before
Something
you guys.
more important than us? God.
Do you have a question?
Now I noticed because I've been doing last 2 days. I've been doing the PTS streams. Overcharge, is that supposed to be functioning the way it is?
On PTS?
As far as I'm aware.
I didn't see any
Yeah.
problem with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I originally thought that overcharge was going to override the rapid fire cooldown.
So that you could fire consistently without hitting the lockout?
Yeah.
No, it
No,
lets you
reduces
fire
the amount
more.
of heat.
Yeah, it's supposed to just decrease the amount of heat that you generate.
Yeah, because you can fire a burst of
And
6,
do
I
max
think, instead of
damage
4.
the full time, I believe.
And it still doesn't take ammo, I believe. It still
Yeah.
gives you limited ammo. So yeah, it's not supposed to let you fire infinitely, but it
Yeah.
does let you fire more.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was really curious about that when I was doing it, even with programming them today.
Video programmer. Programmer's
Yeah.
pissing the crap out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had programmer and a couple of guys with me. We were doing groups just to see what the difference is.
Mhm.
And I mean, it works out really great with having multiple players in there, especially working together to actually with the new combat system.
Yeah. There's some fixes going in today, hopefully today,
Hopefully.
that will make that even better.
About what time do you think that would be going in?
Well, unfortunately, we found a couple issues this morning that caused people to spawn into walls, so we need to fix that before we can.
Yeah, minor
get
issue.
that out.
Oh, that's not an issue. That's a feature.
Yeah.
3:42 and 47 seconds.
If we can get that fixed early this morning in a build, it'll happen today. If not, it won't happen until Monday.
Yes.
Okay, cool. No, I think that's about it.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
I got tiny hands. I'm trying to streamline this. Make it faster.
Oh, hey.
Oh, a
How's it
person
going,
named
Tiny
Tiny
Hands?
Hands. That wasn't a personal statement. Okay. Cool. How's it going, Tiny
Never
Hands?
expected. Great. Didn't even think you'd pull me in.
Sorry, man.
You
We got you.
barely watched. Yay. So, I'm going to start off by asking why are these combat changes being implemented now? Because it sounds like they were supposed to be like implemented before launch or like at launch.
Well, David Rogers didn't work here before launch, so
Yeah.
that's a big reason. Is that we didn't have a lead combat designer before launch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We had systems designers doing combat, which is not, works, but it's not great. David played a lot through launch
He had,
before
like-
he even got hired.
Yeah, he had 200 hours before he got hired, I think.
Yeah, and then he came in and was like, "Hey, you're hiring me as lead combat designer. Here's what you need to change." So we're making those changes.
Yep.
Okay, then.
Another thing too, I think some people may recall is we were doing a retuning of the battle frames on a one-off basis.
Oh, yeah.
And we kind of, because of priorities, kind of stopped about midway, and then we were just like maintenance mode, and like you said, the systems designers were just trying to make it better, and like, but with David Rogers or Cowboy, we're getting a full holistic pass of everything to make everything better and everything feel awesome in its own.
Yeah, he's doing. I mean, it's more than just combat because he's making changes to NPCs, making
Yes.
changes to like a lot of the systems, how NPCs spawn, the behaviors, how quickly they react, how aggro works, and it's a complete cohesive system. Which, we had pieces before. We were always trying to piece on to different pieces and take things and we can just remove this, but that kind of created a hodgepodge of different systems. And so really he came in first and was like, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to write down every single problem that exists with combat.
Yes.
Every single thing, like across the board, combat in general, like fighting NPCs, fighting players, shooting weapons, everything that is related to combat. And he looked at it and he was like, well, here are all the problems with it. Okay, well now let's create a comprehensive system that addresses all of these concerns and works as a cohesive system. And he wrote down the design document and it was like, okay, well let's start working on that then.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is to create something that is cohesive and exists as an awesome, complete system rather than piecemealing from the past. And if that means wiping and starting, right, instead of just taking small little tidbits, you're not going to get the same overall change by just tweaking some numbers.
Yeah.
Some things just can't be tweaked by numbers. Like the first thing he did was he sent over like a 3-page list of here are all the new variables I need on a per weapon type basis. And poor Anthony Nguyen, Swirly, was just
Swirly.
He's like, yeah, this will take me 3 days of bullshit work, but I'll do it. And so he did it.
This is Anthony.
But it was really
He's
to add
amazing.
all those little tweaks to everything, how the weapon moves and what recoil it has versus how, every single direction that can change depending on what the bullet, like all the stuff that he wanted to be able to adjust, just to even get those numbers in the system so that then he could start tweaking them. And that was the first thing we did, and that's why you're kind of seeing the new behaviors and new feel of the weapons.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds really cool. Except the assault, everything is amazing on the PTS.
Well, give your feedback.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
He's reading every
Trying
single
to get
form.
down right now.
As I said, we're doing
Yeah.
really, really fast iteration on this PTS build, so we hope to have another build out today, if not Monday, and then we hope to do another one next
That's
week.
interesting feedback though, because a lot of people are really enjoying the assault
Yeah.
too. So
I kind of like
it's-
it. I think it's cool.
I
Once you get
actually
familiar,
love the recon. The
Recon's
Really,
awesome.
I do
Yeah.
love the recon. Yeah.
it's a little OP right now, in my opinion. I think the next patch tweaks it down by like 30%.
Yeah, like I can KO any enemy with like 2 scoped headshots, and that's it.
And that's
It's crazy. She leaves that for the
I
sniper
wonder how
rifles.
much. I wonder how much. Yeah, the Nighthawk will do like headshot, like
It'll just
taking out
explode.
and the
Yeah.
shields and like dead.
Yeah, I think the
one shot in a Cronus.
last I heard they were playing around with the idea of the Nighthawk, the bolt action having a 4x headshot multiplier, and it's
I would love
already
that.
doing more damage per bullet than
Why do we
R36.
need-
It's like
why do
holy
we
Yeah,
not
crap.
and right now it
replace-
has like what a 1.3 times or something like that.
They said that's all
Yeah.
feel like if it's like if that's excessive they have to take it down, and it's a balance thing. So
Well, that's great. So any ETA on some at least advanced frames being on the PTS with their changes?
Probably not until after March. Like mid-March, late March would be the earliest we would see it.
All right. Really excited. And another quick question: when am I gonna see the Muffin Man on live?
yeah, that's something
That's
I
a
was
good
talking
question,
to the community team about. Actually, I want to have him on live when PvP's in like a little bit more of a complete state,
Yeah,
and we could
he's-
show off like a lot of the stuff he's been doing.
Yeah, he's been tweaking Jetball quite a bit right now.
Yeah.
They've been rebuilding the map and testing it out as their test bed.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like to have him on, but I think he'd be more comfortable too, and it'd be more impactful for you guys if you got to see like everything that's changing, and we had like video and images to show you and everything. So it's a little too early for that right now, but we definitely want to have him on.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait to see you play Jetball.
I'm pretty good at it.
I'm waiting for the Jetball freaking out to happen in chat. but-
I did a play test with them, man. I ran circles around those guys.
Yeah, Frank was kind of wrecking. It was
Hey,
Literally.
there. It
Kirby
is.
surrounded Jetball.
Yeah, the first time I played it, I was really bad. I carried the ball to my team, and I didn't understand why the hell are we losing.
Yeah, Frank was just abusing the heck out of like 4-charge afterburner. Just like,
Oh yeah, I just
Goal.
pick up the ball and just
Yeah,
afterburn right into the goal.
Can't do that anymore.
See ya. Yeah, that was fixed immediately.
because of Frank.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
God damn it. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Alrighty. One last question I wanted to hit up that I saw in chat there. DC had asked, since we're doing a whole new crafting system, is that going to render our level 40 epics obsolete? And I think there's two ways we can approach that. I don't think I don't think this means that. Aw, Matt dropped his battery. I don't think. I think that the first thing to take care of is the gear's not going away, right? It's just going to migrate over into, whatever fits the new David's new items for combat items.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think the system as a whole, Primus had mentioned that we don't want loot to make crafting obsolete, and we don't want crafting to make loot obsolete.
Yeah,
we
there
want
should
a
be
balance.
exclusive items for crafting and exclusive items to loot, so you kind of want to chase both, either through crafting or buying from a crafter, so they
Right.
use it to craft, or chasing after loot, or being able to get that loot from something else. And there may be crafting components that are dropped that you need to go get from Kanaloa or something. But most of the crafting stuff is still in progress right now. And like we started to build the system itself, but we haven't actually built out recipes, and we've got some research trees built, but we're still working on all that stuff. So it's kind of hard to say right now. I don't think that we're going to be doing any major changes to that. I don't think it will make those things obsolete. I think there's a big change coming to the module system in and of itself that will change how those weapons work and how things work. Prefixes have changed a bit, like what they can do. So when that blog comes out, there'll be more details on prefixes and maybe not prefixes, but modules and how that works, which will kind of start to give some hints as to what's happening there. But until crafting, we actually started building recipes and seeing how that works. I don't want to really say too much about it.
Yeah.
It's just too early and too much can change.
Yeah. But I think that overall, like it's safe to say that anything that you have existing is going to turn into something.
Merc Nari has been asking this multiple times. I want to jump in here and get this. Fixing the missing crafting prefixes. Those are fixed in internal build. We can move those over to make a patch for beta. We're waiting until we're going to do another beta. That's our internal build name still. I know. It says beta, guys. I would love to change that. Apparently, there are way too many things that are hard coded to use the build name that it just is going to take too much time to change the name. But anyways, we will move that data over to the live server and do a patch. Probably a little bit later. We're still dealing with hotfixes right now.
Yeah.
Which are like critical issues with
like
Amazon
the blockades, the Kanaloa stuff.
So once we're fixing those, and then we're going to do another patch to production sometime in the near future that will have some of these hand-picked changes.
Oh, you guys.
I knew that was going to come back. I said it, but what it's called internally.
As it's coming out of your mouth, it's like, oh, shit.
Yep.
Count one.
Sorry. Our builds internally are programmer, design, and beta.
Yes. And stabilization.
And stabilization is a holding pattern
for PTS.
For something so that we can protect it from design. So design is where the designers do all the work. Programmer is where our programmers do all the work so they can break the build every day. Design is a more stable environment where they can actually build content. When it's ready to go, it gets branched to stabilization, and that's where it's protected. We fix bugs. And then that gets branched over to beta,
which we call internal beta.
Which
actually,
it's beta.
Which that then gets pushed to production.
Which that then gets pushed to production. And yes, I would love to change that name to production or live.
Live, or just Firefall.
Or just Firefall.
It's kind of what it's Firefall.
What was that noise?
That was my lace eye.
I see.
Lace eye. Well, with that, I think we're going to kick it on over to Programmer's favorite segment ever. Favoriteest segment in all of Everdom, which is Do You Even Art Bro?
Grammar.
Do you even art, bro?
Do you even art?
Do you even art,
programmer art? He's a programmer. I don't know if programmers art. This week, we don't have... We still want entries for people so we can keep running the contest. What I decided was the people that won the first 4 weeks, we're just going to give them the prize. So Ready Fish, Terracom 4, I think Nas was in there. We're just going to give you the winning prize. We're not going to put you up against each other since we're not getting a huge influx of fan art. But
I didn't want to have to vote between those ones anyway because they were all really good.
I know, right? But we are running a contest for Facebook for fans to create a Facebook banner for War in the Amazon. And I wanted to show off the entries so far. I think we're giving you up until Wednesday for entries, and then we're going to do like a live team sit down. We're going to pick our favorite ones, and the best one, the most liked one, rather, will be used as a Facebook cover photo, and they will get some prizes, and then we also have prizes for second and third. So cool stuff, and I wanted to show off some of our current entries. So let's start it off with, I believe the first one is Foonies. Yeah, it's definitely Foonies. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
I had to...
It's quite colorful.
It's colorful.
Yes.
I like it.
I don't know why the Siege Baker is yellow.
I was about to ask
The
that.
Siege Baker?
Siege Baker.
Bake you some muffins?
Yes.
No, it's clearly blue and black, Pez. It's not white and gold.
Oh dear God.
I was hoping we would avoid this.
Sorry, I had to. Throw the brought it on at me.
I will throw a brought it on at whoever I like. Next up, we have, I think, one from Nightstroke. Yep, that is certainly Nightstrokes.
Yeah, cool layout. I love the hexagons. It's
pretty cool. He's doing a lot of that hex grid stuff. I think one of his later or previous entries probably used very similar layout there.
I get too much entertainment out of that.
Oh my goodness. Next up, we got the one from. Oh, I don't know who that one's from.
Oh, good job.
Aw.
Good job.
Yeah, I know. I'm terrible.
Fun job to do.
That's Tyler Boss.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice, Tyler.
Yeah.
Nice.
At least that's his name. Yeah, it's Tyler Boss. 282. Hashtag blame Pez. Next up is one from Sleepwalker, or at least it should be.
Using our launch art.
No, that's Alpha Zero or something. I got them all mixed up. All the names are on the files and not on anywhere I can see them.
They're all good, and you can see who submitted them on the forums.
Yeah. That's really, I like that one a lot. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like
next up, we have one, that's Hotel 6.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like that one.
I like
Yeah,
that.
very cool.
Very simple, but very, very cool.
That's definitely Hotel 6.
I'd probably move Firefall above War of the End, though.
Yeah, or he can move it down like where the character waist is, like down there. I think it would fit there, because like where our video is, that's kind of where like our profile picture goes.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have that's BTABC.
Nice. I love it.
That's just his art style, man. It's got the chosen.
What is the Juggernaut doing?
He's
like
he's coming
peering
through
over
us.
the.
Peekaboo. Little known fact: Juggernauts
cool.
love peekaboo. No, it's yeah, I like that one. Oh, I see. Okay.
That's very cool. Yeah, because Badly Burnett asked, like, I only make like cartoon art. I don't make like your style of art. I'm like, it doesn't matter. I mean, here's like a list of stuff. Mad Mims for Night of the Melding a couple years ago was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one more or two. Oh, I was wrong. Another pretty cool one.
Yeah.
Yes. Like the Skating Baker. Skating Siege Baker. Juggernaut Creeper. And then last but not least, yeah.
We're going to need a bigger gun.
That's Nozama's.
Nice nose.
I recognize that because it says we're going to need a bigger gun, and that's Nozama's character on the other side.
I'll do it.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very nice.
So that's just a quick sample of what we're going to be voting on. There's still a few more days to get some entries in there. So if you want to get your fan art featured on Facebook as our cover photo, go ahead and submit it. And we're probably going to be doing this a little more regularly moving forward, so that we can refresh it and give you guys an opportunity. We'll show off your art, do some fan art spotlights, so more cool stuff like that.
Yeah, great job, all the entrants so far. Looking really good stuff.
And that then, since we're not voting on that yet, I just want to show it off. That then takes us up to every week on Facebook, we put up a candid picture of Bludge.
Oh yeah.
Of people working at the studio. We use Bludge a lot because he's always in. His desk's really interesting right now. Actually, I like it. So, I guess everyone wants Knife Lady to take it away, right?
Yep. Take it away, Knife Lady.
Is everyone ready for Knife Lady OS?
Knife Lady OS online. All right, I'm kicking right into it.
Knife Lady took up smoking since last week.
All hail the mighty monolith.
Yes.
It's Christmas when I say it's Christmas.
It's true.
Yep.
There are Christmas lights everywhere up here.
It's
They're
true.
right over there.
And the tiki bar, and it's a very festive bunch.
Hey, look, it's Bludge's #1 fan.
Yeah, because there's a fan.
Because there's a fan. If only it were a big metal fan, then it would be appropriate.
Can you feel the heat? It's like so unreal. I have a jawbone for every light in Copacabana. When one goes out, I jam in another.
Oh man, no, this is Cream OS, not Skydude OS.
Who turned on the daytime? My lights need some darkness.
Stupid sun, being all bright and stuff.
There. Now the fan will turn on every time I glide, so it feels like I'm really there. Wee.
We that was the most unemotional wee.
Can we have Matt do the
I'm
wee?
having a good time.
Let's go really fast and go wee. Oh my god, wee. Yeah.
Hashtag # blame knife lady 2015.
That was mine.
Yep. And you put it in the 1 week that she's not here.
Yes. Yes, Knife Lady is not here. We just wanted to save that surprise for you.
Yes.
And Cream filled in for Knife Lady OS, and I think he did a
Cream
fantastic
filled.
job.
Bravo.
Cream filled.
Cream filled.
What were we doing?
Can we just end the
There's-
show right there?
There's a
Like,
thing we were doing. I don't remember what it was.
We're done.
All right, a show.
We're out.
Squeak mentioned it in chat, but also we also still have the Warzone in 60 seconds video
Yes.
contest going on.
Yes, and that's tiered rewards, so that
Yeah.
basically if we have up to 10 entries, first place prize you get to choose between 3 glider pads, and second and third will get a choice of a pet and 30 days VIP. If we get 11 to 49 entries, well, now it raises the stakes a little bit. So now there's LGVs for first place and Celestial Wings, like a choice between those. And then the first place prize from the previous stage bumps down into second and third, and then we add fourth and fifth. If we get over 50 entries, which isn't looking likely at this point,
Probably.
but if we do, then everything bumps down, and then the top tier is you get a choice between the Snow Squall, the Bumblebee, the Rocketeer Wings, and the Cheetah S. So you get to choose one of those, and then again everything else bumps down. So, and then also if you win, like say first prize, you get everything that everyone else got too. So you get all those choices as well. So, boop, 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 boop. There's a gif of me going like that or something. I don't know.
I'm watching it. It's gonna be a GIF, I'm sure.
The time.
So, there's still plenty of time, but it's really cool. I mean, 30 to 60, make your video 30 to 60 seconds. Please do not use any copyrighted music. Use royalty-free music. If you do use royalty-free music, make a link, put a link in your video description so it's properly credited, or you can use our music, which is
Or
also
your own music if you want to. If you're
I mean,
that,
yeah, you can use our music if you have the OST. If not, I could probably provide like a few tracks that we
You said
provided.
use
in the
your own
past.
music.
Yeah. Well,
You can make music.
you could make music if you wanted, but yeah, or our music. I'm just gonna stop before I embarrass myself further. All right.
Okay.
Look at the cute Bronodon.
I think that's look at the cute thank you, Matt,
Distraction.
No worries.
for hanging out with us today, and thank you everyone for your time, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
This is Accord Control. We are prepped for space fold. Initiate on Admiral's mark.
Initiating space fold on Admiral Nostromo's mark. 3, 2, 1.
Arclight, this is Accord Control. Did you copy? Arclight, are you there? Arclight, do you copy?
This is Nostromo. The jump failed. We're still in Earth orbit, but losing altitude rapidly.
Stand by, Arclight. We're scrambling rescue shuttles now. Just hold
There's
tight.
no time. Dr. Bathsheba reports we've lost all power to the orbital drive. I need you to project the Arclight's impact site. Begin ground evacuations and scramble disaster teams.
I can confirm that, Accord Control. Loss of orbit is irreversible. I'm ejecting the star chamber. It is critical that you recover it immediately.
Understood. Admiral, initial projections indicate a South Atlantic crash zone.
Control, divert the 3rd Fleet to the South Atlantic.
Yes, sir.
Bathsheba, can we re-trigger the arc drives?
No, there's some kind of external interference that's locking them up. I can try diverting power from weapons to the orbital thrusters. It'll give us a little control.
Do it. Maybe we can ditch in the Atlantic.
Sir, calculations are firming up. Looks to be Fortaleza, Brazil. Alerting authorities there. But casualties in the blast zone look to be close to 100%.
What? That can't be.
Orestes, is Amelia still living?
Bathsheba, get me those thrusters, now!
We've got a 5-second burn left at maximum power. That should get us clear of Fortaleza.
Negative, Arclight. If you ignite that burn, Sin is projecting a 95% chance you hit Rio.
Ready the burn. Give me manual control.
Sir, you do that 1.2 million people